Testing 1, 2, 3. The time is 24:55. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Horsburgh Gymnasium here on the campus of Case Western Reserve University, bringing you tonight's game between the Spartans volleyball taking on the Oberlin Yeowomen, coming over from the west side, just about 45 minutes away from here in Cleveland. We're about 10 minutes east of downtown here. I'm Sarzucci, once again excited for tonight's game, and we've had a couple good games here at Horsburgh Gymnasium this season, and we expect another one tonight. The 10-2 Oberlin Yeowomen coming in to face the 14-4 Case Western Reserve University Spartans. And the Spartans are a team that are 6-1 here at home. Their only loss was to a nationally ranked Wash U team a couple weekends ago. Oberlin, on the other hand, has only played one true road game, played 5 neutral games this year. They're undefeated at home, but they're 0-1 on the road. So they'll try to get their first road win of the season. And they've worked themselves up in national rankings when it comes to some stat leaders as well. Their hitting percentage will be something to watch tonight. They've got 2 of the tops in the country. Number 11, Natalie Dufour, is a junior out of Frankfort, Kentucky. She's 15th in the country. And then Cami Sweet, number 14. She's up top. She's a junior from San Diego. She's 23rd in the country. This one will stay on the far side for the Spartans. Alyssa Blessinger goes to Rhea Marfatia. It's dug out by Iris Archibald, who leads this team in digs per set. And Oberlin will be on the board first. 2 of the last 3 matches, the Spartans have dropped the first set only to come back and win 3-1. We saw that in a match a week ago today against Marietta, as Jillian Jensen has the serve. Here's Carly Scott setting it for Jennifer Ungo, and this one is blocked back at her. And Jennifer Ungo is a player we'll surely talk about a lot tonight for the Spartans, and she's not usually on the receiving end of those plays. Usually she's the one doing the blocking. It's Cami Sweet who gets credit for it. Cami Sweet, a player who's got 32 total blocks on the year, 0.74 blocks per set coming into the year. She'll go for a kill, and it's dug out nicely. Here's Chloe Makiewski for the Spartans, along with Jennifer Ungo. This time they're on the defensive end. Now the set tight for Ungo, and she'll get herself the first kill of the day. Archibald couldn't dig that one out. Jennifer Ungo is a senior from Toledo, Ohio, Notre Dame Academy. Also plays with her sister on this team, Amanda. Not in the lineup once again today. So Lily Crouch was in the starting lineup, and we'll talk about how important she's going to have to be tonight. Cami Scott, and it's blocked back down by Ungo. Archibald will just pop it over to the libero on the other side, Blessinger. Now Ungo. That one's tipped up at the net. Andrea Jones. We've got another long rally here. And Ungo does a nice job to pop it down. Zainab Kea was trying to dump it over. And now the Spartans will tie things up. 2-2 to start here. And this is going to be a much smaller roster for Oberlin tonight. Just 14 players. And we'll see how that affects, especially if this game goes on for a long time. We could see the rotation start to wear down. The Spartans are very deep and will likely play a lot tonight. A lot of players, that is. Demi Yanis will have the serve. She's a junior. And it'll go on the near side to Kea, and it's kept alive. Giannis on the other end. Carly Scott now for Ungo. It's dug out, and we have a quick whistle. And they're going to say somebody went past the line on the Oberlin side. So the Spartans are going to start off up 4-2, and that one falls in. Blessinger thought that was going to go out. She let that go. And a nice job with the ball placement that time, as Kea will go back to serve. She's a sophomore from Istanbul, Turkey. And she'll send it over. A strong serve into the back row. Rhea Marfatia will get it down. Marfatia, one of the captains on this team. She's a junior from Rochester Hills, Michigan, and she gets her first kill of the night. And Marfatia is a player averaging about 2.5 kills per set. but has also started to see an increased role on the defensive side of things and is up to second on this team with a little bit over 3 digs per set as well, 190 total in 60 sets played coming into this game. And we've got a 5-4 start with the Spartans on top. There's Marfatia under that one. Scott will set across the court for Callie Wall. That's a nice job to dig it out by Jillian Jensen. And now it's popped over, one-handed. Dini Yanis keeps it alive. Scott from the back row. Excuse me, that's Cami Sweet from the back row, and we'll get it down. It was deflected on the Spartan side. And the Yo women have knotted things up. Sweet with the serve. Ungo sends it over into the back row. That might have been close to the line, but it's kept alive. It's tipped at the net. Scott to Wall. That's Callie Wall. And another key player for the Spartans. 2.6 kills per set entering the night. She's second on this team only to Jennifer Ungo. Comes into this one with about 3.5 kills per set with a 366 hitting percentage as well. And that mark for Jennifer Ungo, 27th in the nation. We mentioned how important that stat is for the Yo women, and it's Lily Crouch on the offensive end for the Spartans. And Lily Crouch is a player that's had to be really important. We mentioned Amanda Ungo not in the lineup once again today. She's missed the last couple of games for the Spartans. And Lily Crouch, since entering the lineup, has been exceptional, especially on the defensive end of things. That first match a week ago that she started, 2 solo blocks, 4 assists, 6 total. And in the 2 matches since then, 2 block assists and then 3 total blocks in the last outing. She's got 14 total blocks now on the season and averaging 1.4 in the last 3 matches. So she'll be huge tonight in support of those big name players that we talk about, Jennifer Ungo, especially in the front row for the Spartans. Right now it's the Yo woman with the serve. And it's Taylor Gwynn to send it over. Carly Scott to Lily Crouch. Gwynn couldn't dig it out, and Crouch has herself a kill. Taylor Gwynn is going to be an important player for the Yo woman on the offensive side of things as well. She leads this team in assists per set and is 22nd in the country in that mark. She's got 2 here early, very early in this first set. It's 9-6. The Spartans on top over the Yo woman. And a nice job to pop it over by Lily Crouch, getting it over the outstretched arms of Natalie Dufour, who we mentioned earlier. She leads this team in blocks per set as well. Mentioned that alongside her hitting percentage success this season. Ansley Yamato with the serve. Coming down to the far side and getting it over is Julia Hall. Gwynn, she'll keep this one tight for Dufour. Now blessing her on the other side for Callie Wall, and another quick whistle. And they're gonna say Andrea Jones may have made contact with the net there. Andrea Jones is in the front row and leads this Oberlin team in kills per set. And it looked like a miscommunication that time. Zainab Kea didn't get under it. She maybe thought a teammate was coming over to help out with that play. And after that, Oberlin will take a timeout. Head coach Erica Rao, and we'll talk about her after this short break. Spartans on top, 12-6. Erica Rouse entering her 13th season as the head coach for this Oberlin volleyball program. And has a couple all-time marks. Most wins entering the season with 98. She's well over 100 now. And was second all-time in winning percentage entering this season, and has led the Yo women to a great start so far, 10-2 on the year. And lost to a very tough Ohio Wesleyan team in their last outing. This is a long rally, and Rhea Marfatia keeps it alive. Now Gwynn will set for Dufour, tight, and Lily Crouch and Callie Wall are there. This one was deflected by somebody up at the net, and it was a Spartan for sure, but Oberlin will get credit for that. First point coming out of the timeout as Josie McDonald will re-enter the game, and she'll have the serve. She's a sophomore from New York City. So it's 12-7 after, again, a very long rally. Yamato sets for Callie Wall, and she gets it down. 3 kills on the night already for Callie Wall. And again, a player we mentioned averages a little bit under 3 kills per set on the season, and has really stepped up in the last couple matches. A huge attacking weapon for the Spartans. That's Emily Goodpaster with the serve, a first-year starter for the Spartans, and that one a little bit strong and past the line. Julia Hall wanted the call in her favor, won't get it, and the Spartans have once again doubled up on the Yo women. Goodpaster keeps her serve. This one is popped up by Kea, now sent over by McDonald, and Blessinger's pass forward to Lily Crouch, a little bit low and hard to handle. So Cami Sweet will come back in the game as Oberlin will get their serve back, and Iris Archibald will have it. She's got 25 service aces on the season, and she'll get another one. 26, and that's second on this team now. Mentioned she leads the team in digs per set, a very good defensive player. Specifically plays well side to side in that back row. Yamato will set for Marfatia, and it's pushed back down. She'll go one more time, this time pop it over for Archibald. Sweet inside, and a nice job to pop it away from the Spartan defenders. And Cami Sweet getting her 3rd kill of the night here early as well. She's got the 2nd most on the team coming in, averaging about 2.4, and Crouch tipped that and is telling her teammates, my bad, maybe shouldn't have gone up for that. Makievsky was next to her as well, and maybe had a better angle on that ball. Either way, Oberlin has closed the gap. They're on a 4-0 run. It's 14-11, Archibald serve. Yamato to Marfatia to send it over. Archibald digs it out. Nice job by her. Just mentioned moments ago how successful she's been defensively, and now the Spartans will have some work to do to get it over. Blessinger does, and does a nice job to send it to the back row. It's popped over, and Blessinger once again under it. Another long rally. We've had a couple of these tonight, and Blessinger digs it out like she's done all season for the Spartans. We'll have to send this over with McDonald. Yamato for Marfatia, it's blocked back. Lily Crouch keeps it up. Can she get it over the net? She does. Archibald, it's alive. It's on the far side. Makievsky nearly brought it down. Yamato will set for Marfatia. Can they end this rally? Not this time. Back row, and it's too strong. And Kea's ball will finally end that long play. And the Spartans end that run for Oberlin. And we see a lot of these types of long rallies as we have so far. Again, it'll be interesting to see how the conditioning looks for Oberlin. Again, a smaller roster, not as many substitutes that they can bring into the game. Marfatia on the far side, a nice couple of plays. Makievsky pushes it back down, but it's still alive. Gwynn tries to dump it over. Jennifer Ungo is back in the game, and it's kept alive right in front of her, and Sweet can't push it over. So that's 2 straight for the Spartans, and 2 straight long rallies. as Alyssa Blessinger will head back to serve. Sends this one short, and it's kept alive. Diving, a nice job by Josie McDonald, and Blessinger nearly found the spot. Marfatia, she'll go for it again, and she'll get it this time. Rhea Marfatia had 2 attempts on that one. The first one was dug out nicely by Archibald, but it went right back to her, and she capitalized on the second one. This one is strong, and McDonald had to adjust on the back end, couldn't do it in time, and Alyssa Blessinger with a service ace. And that's her 30th now of the season, as the Spartans have matched their largest lead of the night. This one is collected. Spartans will set it up tight for Ungo, and the assist will go to Ansley Yamamoto, a player who averages a little bit under 5 assists per set, and that's going to be a combo that we'll see likely all night. Oberlin wants to talk about it. Coach Rao will take a timeout. Largest lead for the Spartans, 19-11. Tonight, we're celebrating AVCA Girls and Women's Volleyball Official Appreciation Week. We had a short ceremony before the match where tonight's officials were gifted with a small package from both teams who combined to celebrate the officiating we've had all season across the country and the growing support of volleyball across the nation. Of course, these two teams here in Ohio. Oberlin coming over from just west of Cleveland. And again, for playing their just second true road game of the season, as Marfatia will go long with this one. Can they keep it alive? Not this time. And it'll go up to a 10-point Spartan lead here in the first set. And a Spartan team that likes to jump out early and likes to stay on top. They like to play from ahead. And up until last week, they'd not won a match that didn't end 3-0. As Sweet will send this one into her own net. The last 3 matches for the Spartans, however, 3-1, then 3-0, but 3-1 again against Heidelberg. They played 2 matches this past weekend, defeating Muskingum and Heidelberg 3-0, 3-1. And they're on a nice streak right now. 5 straight matches the Spartans have won as Ungo, a nice job to dig it out by Archibald. That's a strong play. But the Spartans will go for it once again. This one was deflected, and Marfatia with another kill. She's had a nice night so far. Rhea Marfatia with 4 kills. That leads all players in tonight's match. And the Spartans are 2 away from closing out the first set, and they've gone on a nice run here. Into the back row, and a nice job to dig it out. This one's going to be long. Was that deflected, and the Spartans will get it. It'll be set point. And the Spartans are on a 10-1 run as it stands. This match was 14-10. And the Spartans can close out the first set here, but Sweet has other ideas. The Spartans keep it alive. Marfatia pops it over. Now Kea, Marfatia, and Yamada will set it for Ungo. Can't close it out just yet. Archibald has had a nice job, a nice night defensively, and Oberlin will get the point there. Iris Archibald with 11 digs already. Here, and again, just the first set of play after that last play. It's going to be 13, actually. She's a player that was averaging just under 5 digs per set coming into this match. Yeowoman with the serve. It's low line drive, and Marfatia is there. Now she'll try to end this first set, and she'll do just that. The Spartans will take it 25-12, and again, that 10-1 run in between was a big part of why they stayed on top. 1-0 will switch sides. We'll be back in a few minutes. The Spartans on top at home. So a decisive first set. Case Western Reserve University taking it over Oberlin College. The Spartans on top right now, 1-0. They had 16 kills total in that first set compared to 10 by Oberlin, and 7 of those for the Spartans came from Ria Marfatia. 15 assists as well, 7 from Carly Scott and 6 from Ansley Yamamoto. We mentioned early in this one that those two will be the key players in that department, and Ria Marfatia having herself a nice night, and she'll get herself a block. As Alyssa Blessinger will head back to serve. This one's kept up. They'll go into the middle, and they'll look for Ariana Gill, who has entered the lineup for the first time tonight. That one will go into their own net, so the Spartans will start off 2-0. We mentioned they went on a 10-1 run there in the first set. It was 14-10. The Spartans made it 24-11 and then closed things out a few points later. They'll keep this one in the middle, the Yo women will. Now Scott will look for Makievsky. Gill, and she'll get herself a kill. Ariana Gill with her first of the night. It was Cammie Sweet who led the Yo women in that first set. She had 3. It was really offense by committee for the visitors. But defensively, it was Iris Archibald who stood out. She had 13 digs and a lot in those last couple plays. Those long rallies, she helped keep a lot of them alive. And the Spartans will make a sub. Maria Tepker is in the game for the first time. She's a junior from Hebron, Kentucky, and she'll go back to have the serve. The Spartans on top 3-1 here in the second set. They'll go for Gill once again, and she'll find the spot once again. Alyssa Blessinger was diving and couldn't quite get to it. And the Spartans defensively in that first set, just 1 total team block, 2 assists, 1 from Jennifer Ungo and 1 from Ria Marfatia, and that's something that's uncharacteristic as Marfatia gets herself another kill. Make that 9 on the night for her. But this is a Spartan team that's nationally ranked 14th in terms of blocks per set, averaging just over 2.25 to be exact. Jennifer Ungo herself averaging about 1.3 blocks per set. This one is tight for Sweet, and Jennifer Ungo right on cue will block it back down. And the Spartans have jumped out to a little lead here, 6-2, as Marfatia's serve high, arcing Gwynn. Now for Gill once again, this time Callie Wall and Jennifer Ungo are there. They'll go for it with McDonald, and it'll be into their own net. Oberlin off to a little bit of a slower start here in the second set. They kept pace nicely with the Spartans until that 10-1 run. Marfatia again tries to just loft this one over, but it'll go into her own net this time. And the Yo women will get it back. And it feels like the momentum is still in favor of the Spartans right now. The Yo women came out with a lot of energy, but the Spartans have done a nice job, especially on the defensive end, taking away pretty much anything they've tried to do so far tonight. Oberlin with an 0.35 for a hitting percentage tonight. And again, that was one of the metrics we talked about that they were really good in coming into this one. And they'll have another attack error right there, where the Spartans on the other side, 378 in their hitting percentage. And they're gonna have a service ace here. A nice job by Jennifer Ungo. Oberlin is going to have to take a timeout. The Spartans have taken a nice lead here, and they are in control of this match. 9-3 in the second set. The Spartans already on top, 1-0. So 9-3 Spartans here in the second set, and they're led by head coach Karen Farrell, who has this team in a position to work their way through the conference and in terms of getting into the NCAA tournament this year. That's one of their goals. I talked to Alyssa Blessinger at the start of the season, and she said it's something they feel like they're right on the brink of doing. You see, this team hasn't been to the tournament since 2015 as they continue to extend their lead. And they were a team that set the program wins record last year with 22 and are looking to build on that. They've already defeated NYU, a top team in the conference. The NYU team was number 10 at the time. They lost to WashU, number 12, but they have another great chance this weekend when they'll take on number 5, Emory. They'll be over in Chicago this weekend for the second UAA round robin. They'll have Rochester and Emory. They'll still have to play Carnegie Mellon and Chicago before the UAA tournament, which will be that second weekend of November. That'll be down in Atlanta this year, as the Spartans are really getting into their rotation. The Ansley Yamamoto will be back to serve. The Spartans with an 8-point lead here in the second set. Yamamoto goes into the back row, and now they'll go on the bottom of your screen, and it'll pop right out of bounds. And it was a nice job by Andrea Jones, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. And Andrea Jones has 3 kills tonight. She's the leader on this team, but it's felt like it's been a quiet night for her so far. And the Spartans blockers have done a nice job, despite not showing up as much on the stat sheet as they typically do. This time, Crouch and Wall will deflect it out of play. And you talk about Oberlin on the defensive side, is a team that's 20th in the country in terms of their opponent hitting percentage. But tonight the Spartans have seemed to have their way. There's a good example of it. Chloe Makievsky. And they're pushing up towards 400 for a hitting percentage tonight as a team. Hannah Fox will have the serve for the Spartans. She's a senior from Minneapolis. Makievsky, a nice job to keep that alive, and that's a nice job to find that back corner. There's Andrea Jones. We mentioned her a few moments ago, and now she's starting to get into a bit of a rhythm, and they'll bring Ariana Gill back in the match as well. And she had a nice start to this second set. Gill's got 2 kills on the night. Both came early in this set. She's a first-year player from Woodlawn, Texas. Now it's Marfatia. She's long on this one, and it'll go out of play. Oberlin starting to ever so slightly close this gap, 13-8. As Taylor Gwynn will go back to serve. Send it to Alyssa Blessinger. Now Yamamoto will set for Marfatia, and that one's going to be out just wide of the line. The right idea for the Spartans, and nearly found an opening that they liked. Marfatia, again, has had a great night so far. 7 kills in the first set. She's added 2 more here in the second. And we'll have an ace for the Yeowoman. Marfatia is also a player who's got 4 digs tonight, along with a total block. I mentioned how she's had a more diverse role in the past couple games. Coach Farrell will take a timeout as the lead has been cut down to 3. 13-10 here in the second set. Spartans up 1-0. So the lead here in the second set was once 8. It's now just 3 for the Spartans, and Gwyn's serve is fielded by Alyssa Blessinger. Now Makijewski will have a nice kill there, and that'll hopefully for them end Oberlin's momentum coming out of the timeout. Exactly what the Spartans needed. And it was around this time, it was 14-10 in fact in the first set when the Spartans really took control. And they'll try to replicate the success they had and started with their offense. Here's Ungo, and Yamamoto will set it for Marfatia. She's the one who jump-started everything. Hannah Fox, a nice job to keep that alive. Now Ungo, she'll be too strong with this one. Marfatia thought it got deflected, and call won't go in her favor. So the lead is back at 3. Josie McDonald will re-enter the game. She'll serve. Hannah Fox keeps it alive. Makijewski, and then McDonald is under it on the other side. Kea down to Fox. Marfatia. And she did a nice job to find the corner. There was no one there for Oberlin. Marfatia redirected that one nicely. So Carly Scott and Maria Tepker are back in the game for the Spartans. Tepker will go back to take the serve. And Carly Scott has quietly had a good night as well. 8 assists for her. 8 also coming from Ansley Yamamoto, who just stepped off the floor. Here's Archibald. Haven't called her name a whole lot in the second set. Now it's Scott. Marfatia punches it over. Now Archibald will set it for Kea on the other side. Scott for Ungo. It's blocked back down at her. Natalie Dufour. Mentioned her earlier in this game, leads this team in blocks per set. She had 11 solo blocks and just under 1 block per set total so far on the season. Scott will go for Marfatia. This one is dug out by Archibald. Scott once again, this time she'll go herself. Ungo, that time it was tipped, and a nice job to get it over that Yeowoman defense. But they're hanging in this set a lot closer than they were at this point in the first. It's still just a 4-point game. And they're not making it easy for the Spartans here. Marfatia on the serve, and a miscommunication returning it. And it'll fall in the Spartans' favor. This is once again a team that likes to play from ahead and has done so for most of the season, but Oberlin has had a bit of a similar story. Again, they're 10-2 and have not lost consecutive games this year. They lost their last match against Ohio Wesleyan, a tough Ohio Wesleyan team. It was a 3-1 loss. But some close sets in there, including a 25-18 and a 25-23. Here's Callie Wall. She'll go for it, now punch it back over. Sweet pops it back to the Spartan side. Scott will set for Ungo, but it's kept alive as the block was on. Marfatia, it's returned by Jensen. He'll go for Callie Wall once again. Archibald is under it. Sweet and Ungo are fighting for it, and Ungo will win it. And Jennifer Ungo is on the winning side of that most of the time. She's 3rd on the season in the country in total blocks. She's 5th in blocks per set and 15th in points. She's back to take the serve now, and she's just been an exceptional player all around. This is her 3rd season here with the Spartans. As Carly Scott, a nice job to dump it down. And again, makes her money with assists and as a setter. Sometimes you take your opportunities when they come because they don't really come a whole lot. And Carly Scott takes advantage of it that time. A nice kill as Ungo keeps her serve. This time Sweet finds a nice spot. And Cami Sweet with her 4th kill of the night, that leads her team. along with Andrea Jones up top now, as well as Taylor Gwynn. Taylor Gwynn has 11 assists on the day for the Yo woman as well, including on that last play. She'll try to go herself that time, and Lily Crouch is there. And mention how strong Lily Crouch will have to be on the defensive end tonight. And she's done a great job the last couple games, and she's continuing that here. A nice block by her. Yamato with the serve to send it over. The Spartans are up 6 now, and Callie Wall, as the ball was floating up there, just went up with 2 hands and put it back down. We're going to have another timeout from Coach Erica Rao. It's a 7-point lead for the Spartans, and they're looking to close out set number 2. (21-14), coming off a 25-12 win in the first set for the Spartans, and they're trying to take number 2 as well. Here's Gwynn. It is going to set for on the far side for Jones, and it was deflected and out of play. So Oberlin will get the first point out of the timeout. Coach Erica Rao has this team off to a 10-2 start this season. Set number 3, we're just about ready to get started here at Horsburgh Gymnasium on the campus of Case Western Reserve University here in Cleveland, Ohio. And the Spartans are looking to close out the Oberlin Yo women. They're up 2-0. And a team that has aspirations of making that NCAA tournament this year. One thing Alyssa Blessinger told me at the start of the season was they have to be more successful against top teams and against other teams that have proven themselves to be very good. Again, this is a good challenge for them tonight against the 10-2 Oberlin College Yo women team. That's, again, coming off a loss against a very tough Ohio Wesleyan team, and that's a team that would be the de facto number 26, receiving the most votes of any team that's not ranked. We mentioned the Spartans are also receiving votes for the second consecutive week. And they'll have another challenge against the tough Emory team, ranked number 5 this season. And their resume looks good so far on the season, as a couple strong plays as Rhea Marfatia will get that down. It was nearly kept alive by Oberlin. And a couple players diving to try and get to it. But again, for the Spartans, their losses coming against number 10 NYU, or excuse me, a victory against number 10 NYU and a loss to number 12 Wash U on the same day. That was a couple weekends ago, right here. Lost to Ohio Northern, number 24, and number 7 Calvin. And that Calvin match for the Spartans was the only time they've gone up 2-0 this year and not come out with a victory, as Gwynn will set this one for Sweet. And Alyssa Blessinger, a nice job to keep it up. Archibald on the defensive end with a nice dig. And she had 13 digs in the first set and just 2 in the second, as the Spartans will win yet another long rally. The Spartans got going on the defensive side. One of the things they've excelled in this year is team blocks, and they had 4 in that second set alone, as Jones does a nice job to pop it down. And the first point for Oberlin here in the third set. And they got solo blocks from 3 different players, from Callie Wall, Jennifer Ungo, and Lily Crouch. No solo blocks for the Spartans as a team in the first set, just 2 assists, 1 each from Ungo and Marfatia. Here's Ungo on the offensive end, and that one is dug out nicely by Kea. Now Jones, she'll get it down. Again, mentioned in that end of that second set, she really came alive and has got herself a couple kills now in the third set of play. And she's got now 9 on the night, as that one falls in on their side. Just 2 kills in the first set, 5 in the second, and now 2 in the third for Andrea Jones, to add to the 9 from Cammie Sweet. But so far has just not been enough against the Spartan team that's been so good defensively, and a team that's hitting well. 304 is their attack percentage tonight compared to 056 for Oberlin. That's really been the key number all night, as this one is just barely kept alive by a diving Andrea Jones. Now Ungo, Carly Scott with a chance, and it's still alive. Oberlin has done a nice job with a couple of these rallies, but it's been the Spartans who've come on top for most of them tonight. This one hits the ceiling and comes down. Now Jones punches it up, and it's going to go out of play. And Coach Farrell will collect it with another point for the Spartans to make it a 5-2 match here in the third set. Spartans again can end things. They've taken the first 2 25-12 and then 25-17. As Marfatia takes the serve, and off balance, Jillian Jensen hit the deck but kept it up. Callie Wall, this one is sent back into her by Dufour, and now it pops up into the ceiling once again, and this one will fall on the Oberlin side. So Marfatia keeps her serve. Now Gwynn will try to set for Dufour, and she gets this one down. And Natalie Dufour, with her first kill of the night, has really had a quiet match. Mentioned she makes her money on the defensive end with blocks. Just 1 block assist tonight for her. And she's a player that was averaging a little bit under 1 block per set. So a 4-point lead for the Spartans as Jennifer Ungo sets up to serve. Gwynn looking for Gill, who had a nice start to the second set, but then the Spartans did a nice job to shut her down towards the end, and that one's gonna be kept alive by Andrea Jones as she dove into the table. Nearly took me out that time. So after that wild play over here at the scorer's table, looks like everyone is all A-OK over here, including Andrea Jones, who dove in here to keep that ball alive. And a miscommunication for the Yo woman. So the Spartans out to a 5-3 lead here. And it looked like that ball was going to come flying way out, and Andrea Jones did a nice job to even get to it. So as we gather ourselves over here, it's McDonald with the serve for Oberlin. And we've seen a couple of those plays in this third set alone. These high balls that go up close to or hitting the ceiling are just falling straight down on that Oberlin side, just not able to get to them. And maybe a couple miscommunications that we've seen tonight. As Inslee Yamamoto takes the serve for the Spartans. And Gill gets it down on the far side. Now Callie Wall will go back for it for the Spartans. And she's got her 9th kill of the night. Ria Marfatia leads them offensively, but Callie Wall has been right up there. This one tipped up at the net. And it comes down in favor of the Yo woman. And again, the Spartans continue to play from ahead. And the Yo women have rarely led at any point in this match in any of the 3 sets. The Spartans have really jumped out to small leads at the beginning that have stretched out throughout the set. It was the biggest at 10 in the first set, and this one is blocked right back down, and you can hear the oohs from the crowd. Kyle Levy is also in the game for the Spartans now. She's a sophomore from Chicago. Making just her 4th appearance in a set this year, as Yamamoto pops it up for Blessinger. Now on the top of your screen, Lauren Himmel is in the game as well. She's a junior from Pittsburgh. On the Oberlin side, it's Sweet. Still trying to make some plays in the middle, but the Spartans have done a nice job. Gill will pop this one long, and that'll go out. The Spartans defensively, again, have been great tonight. This is an Oberlin team that's hitting just 0-4-9. And they're going to take a timeout and gather themselves because the Spartans are off to an 8-point lead here in the third set, looking to close things out here at home. So the Spartans on top, 2-0, and close things out. And after that last play, Oberlin's hitting percentage dropped down to 0.39 on the night, whereas the Spartans are hitting .309. And this one will go out of play, and Oberlin will get the point. 13-6 is the score. after that timeout. And Jillian Jensen will have the serve. Fox is under it. Now Marfatia had a quieter second set, but still got 12 kills on the night. Started this game off hot, had 7 in the first. But it's Oberlin with back-to-back points, just trying to stay alive here in the third set. Again, a Spartan team that's won all but one match this season after going up 2-0. Here's Kyle Levy, and it's dug all the way into the Spartan back row. Hannah Fox, and now Marfatia sliding as Kea did a nice job to get under that one. Nearly fell into the splits there as Blessinger finds Himmel. Archibald keeps it alive. McDonald, Blessinger is there. This one into the ceiling, and Fox got it. Now Marfatia, sweet, Kea, and another long rally, and the Spartans will try to end it with Marfatia, and they're gonna say it's in along the near side line. And now they're gonna have the official ruling overturn that. Oberlin thought it was out initially. We had one official at the bottom of your screen giving the flag saying it was down. And they talked about it, thought they had a better angle from elsewhere, and gave that point to Oberlin. So it's 3 straight for the Yeowomen. The Spartans on top still, 13-8. Yamada will set Marfatia with another go at it. This time she'll get it down in play. And the cheers from the Spartan crowd, and they've been getting involved in this match all night. A good crowd here at Horsburgh Gymnasium as Jennifer Ungo will re-enter the game. Ungo's got 6 kills herself tonight. And they're gonna say a Spartan step past the line, so Oberlin will get another point here on an early whistle. Rotation, and Andrea Jones is back in the game. Zeynep Keo with the serve, and they'll go for Ungo on the other side. Archibald, a nice job to dig it out. Kea sent it over. Now Blessinger, Marfatia had the hot hand early. This one won't go for her. It's blocked back by Sweet. Her second attempt is dug out by Jensen. Now Sweet tries to get it down, and she does. And Oberlin's not going away just yet. Tammy Sweet, 10 kills on the night. And Kea's serve this time goes into her own net. So the Spartans will get it back, and they'll make a couple subs. Carly Scott is back in the game. Maria Tepker also checks back in, and she'll have the serve. Scott will go across the court from Marfatia. It's blocked down. Now Ungo, can she keep that one in? This one's gonna be out. And this signal will not be overturned for the Spartans. So it's just a 4-point game here in the third set. We've stayed around this margin for the majority of the time. Sweet serve. Fox, a little bit of an awkward play that time, but she gets it up. And this one falls once again on the Oberlin side. As Kelly Wall re-enters the game for the Spartans, they're getting closer to closing things out. And all but one player are back into their original starting lineup as Blessinger shields her face and keeps that one up. Gwynn, she'll go herself. A nice job to dump it over. And keeping this third set at a 4-point margin, but at some point here you have to figure Oberlin's got to go on a run if they want to take a lead and get themselves on the overall scoreboard. And here in the middle of the set, this would be the time for it. as Taylor Gwynn sets up for the serve. The Spartans with some rotations going on. Getting that towel set up on the net. Scott will go for Callie Wall. This one is tipped up at the net. It's kept alive, and Archibald will set on the other side for Gill. Marfatia in the back row. Now Scott will go with the left hand, and she'll get it down. Carly Scott with 2 kills tonight. A player who makes her money getting assists. She's got 15 of those tonight, and figured why not get some herself. And it's too strong on the ensuing play for the Spartans, so Oberlin will get it back. We're staying at a 4-point margin. Josie McDonald with the serve, trying to get Oberlin back into this one. Scott. Now it's Kaya Levy back in the game and making her presence felt, and she'll get herself on the stat sheet. Couple more subs. Himmel and Yamamoto both back in the game as well. Ansley Yamamoto, third-year player from Atlanta. Dufour will send it back in her direction. Now it's Wall for the Spartans, Archibald under it. Gwynn will set for Gill. Yamamoto gets to it. Himmel into the back row, and it sounded like a couple out calls coming from Oberlin. Doesn't matter, either way they'll get the point. Zeynep Keo was there. (18-14). The Spartans getting closer to ending this match, but Oberlin is keeping this margin tight. Low line drive serve, it'll tip off the net. Couple Spartans racing to get to it. Himmel finally sent it over. Now Gill, Marfatia, and this one in the Spartans bench. And they've closed the margin to 3. This would be the time for Oberlin to go on a run. They wait much longer, it might just be too late. Iris Archibald with the serve. Gonna try and pop it down, and it looked like somebody may have made contact with the net. There were a couple Yo women up there. Cami Sweet and Ariana Gill were both there. I'm not sure exactly who was the one to touch it, but the Spartans will get that point and push this margin back up to 4. Hannah Fox will have the serve, and they will like to go on a run as well. They could end the match with a good one here. They had a 10-1 run in the first set. They kept the margin wide enough in the second to win by 8. And it's a 3-point lead here in the third. Oberlin has not led at any point in this third set. Jillian Jensen with the serve. Into the Spartan back row, line drive, but Hannah Fox is under it. Now Marfatia. Fox gets it up, Yamamoto, Marfatia once again, and this one, Jensen can't return it cleanly. It was another diving attempt from Gwynn to keep it alive, and just unable to do it. So back up to a 4-point lead. And we've been just trading points back and forth for the majority of this set. McDonald, and can't get under it cleanly. A low dig attempt that time, and it falls 21-16. Blessinger on the serve to return. They're going to go for Kea. Ungo is there along with Himmel to push it back. It's kept alive. Fox under it. Blessinger to keep it alive, and Marfatia to send it over. Gwynn this time, she'll stay on that side for Sweet. Now Gwynn will pop it over herself. Tight for Ungo, and Sweet is there to block it back, but it's going to fall on the Yo women's side, and the Spartans, another long rally that falls in their favor. The Yo women won a couple here in this third set in the latter half of that second set, but it's the Spartans who capitalized on a lot of those early that made a difference, especially in the first set on that 10-1 run as the towel is out and the Spartans are up to a 6-point lead. That's the largest lead the Spartans have had since it was 14-8. Before that, we were staying at a 4-point margin since 14-10 and just trading back and forth. Now the Spartans might be starting the run they need to close this one out. Marfatia was up by the net fighting with Gwynn for that, and this one is tipped and put down by Kea. As Andrea Jones checks back in. The Spartans getting closer to finishing this out if they can hold strong here in the third set. Trying to extend their winning streak to 6. Ungo pops it over. Sweet is there to put it back down though. And the margin is back at 4. 2 straight now for Oberlin. So Zeynep Kea will keep her serve. Has 30 aces on the year, and this Oberlin team could use one right now. Marfatia is under it. Yamato, now Ungo. And Cami Sweet sends it back the other way. Now it's Himmel, and that'll be an attack error, and Oberlin is rattled off 3 straight now and closed the margin to 3. It's 22-19, and the Spartans will take a timeout. Coach Karen Farrell wants to talk to her team about how they can close this one out. Zeynep Kea will keep her serve. 22-19 in the third set. The Spartans trying to close things out. They took the first set 25-12 and the second 25-17, and Oberlin will get the point coming out of the break. And they've closed this margin down to 2. They've rattled off 4 straight and are trying to get their first set victory of the night and trying to extend this one. Kea serve, Marfatia is there. Now Ungo. Kea did a nice job to dig it out. Now Ungo on the defensive end. Jones will try to pop it over. Yamato is there. Now Blessinger. Marfatia goes back row. Jensen is there this time. Now Jones, and she finds the spot. It's a 22-21 game, and it looked like the Spartans were in the driver's seat, especially towards the end of the second set. This third set, they've been up the entire time, started off on a 3-0 lead. The margin was at 4 for the majority, and Oberlin has gone off to a 5-0 run here in the late stages of set 3. Kea served. Blessinger is there. The Spartans need a big play. Marfatia gets it down, and that might be the one to spark them. Trying to finish this one out, and Ria Marfatia has her 16th kill of the night. She started this one off very strong and has just continued throughout, especially in this third set when they need her to come up big, and this serve from Himmel is going to be too strong. So it's back to a 1-point game. Cami Sweet will have the serve. It's a high arcing ball. Carly Scott is there for Ungo, trying to pop it over, and it's just kept alive by Kea. Couple players diving for it. Now Marfatia, it's deflected at the net. It's up. Gwynn will set for Jones. Tipped by a couple Spartans. Scott for Ungo. Nearly gets it down. It's nearly dug out, but it'll fall, and the Spartans will have set point and match point with a 2-point lead. And they'll bring Callie Wall back in. And they would like to have Marfatia up front because she's got the hot hand once again tonight. But she'll be the one serving instead. So it's Ungo, Scott, and Wall up top for the Spartans. And on the other side, Gwynn, Dufour, and Jones for Oberlin as they try to just clean the court off. So Marfatia will try to end things for the Spartans. Gwynn will set for Jones, and it's blocked, but on the Spartans side it'll stay. So a 1-point match, and the Spartans would like to avoid a 24-all situation here, because Oberlin has really taken over the majority of the momentum here in the third set. It's Taylor Gwynn who will try to tie things up. This third set has not been tied since 0-0. The Spartans have led the entire time. Gwynn sends it over. Marfatia's under it. They'll go for Ungo. Archibald is there. Now Gill trying to tie things up for Oberlin. Ungo just pops it over, a high arcing ball. Oberlin can set up a play they like. Dufour in tight, and they'll tie things up. It's 24-all. And now the Spartans will take a timeout. Again, Oberlin has all the momentum here in the third set. They've come back. They were down by 4 for the majority of this third set, and they're trying to take their first one in a comeback effort here at Case Western Reserve University. So the Spartans took their largest lead of the set at 22-16. It was a 6-point lead. But since then, an 8-2 run for the Yeowomen has kept them alive in this one. We're at 24-all. And Taylor Gwynn will have the serve. The Spartans took a timeout to try and regroup, and Ungo with a strong effort. Gill has it on the other side. Now Carly Scott will set for Wall. It was tipped once again by Dufour. Now they'll go for Jones offensively. Ungo tipped it. Scott for Ungo. This time she'll go long, and that's on the line. A perfectly placed ball by Jennifer Ungo. But they'll need one more. And that timeout, perhaps the most timely thing Coach Farrell could have done to help her team, because Oberlin had all the momentum, and now suddenly the Spartans have all the air back, and they're going to take this one as it'll go out of play. It's a 26-24 wild third set, but the Spartans will take it 3-0, and they'll improve their overall record to 15-4. And looking ahead for these teams, we'll start with Oberlin. They'll take on Wittenberg at home this Saturday before heading to the College of Worcester a week from today. And they'll have 2 road games following against Denison and DePauw as they get in the thick of their conference schedule. The Spartans will have some conference action this weekend. Again, they'll be over in Chicago where they'll play the University of Rochester and number 5 overall Emory in the second UAA round robin of the season. Then we'll be back a week from today. The Spartans will take on Hiram. Again, a 7 p.m. start for that one right here at Horsburgh Gymnasium, and the Spartans with 45 kills on offense, 7 total blocks on defense, enough to defeat the Oberlin College Yeowomen, who will fall to 10-3 and still will seek their first true road victory on the year. The Spartans close it out 3-0. I'm Sarzucci. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, and we'll hope to see you a week from today when the Spartans will take on Hiram. For everyone here at Case Western Reserve University, thank you and have a great rest of your night.